Modern Berlin, 2014. For inexplicable reasons and defying all logic, a man is transported right into the heart of Berlin. His name is Adolf Hitler. The ground around him is shrouded in smoke, and as he looks around, he cannot understand what is happening or where he is. Rising to his feet, Hitler continues to survey his surroundings and spots a building nearby, but he cannot recognize it. The deafening roar of artillery and enemy aircraft is absent. Only the peaceful sounds of everyday life, occasionally interrupted by birdsong, fill the air. Suddenly, something lands next to him. It's just a ball that the children playing nearby accidentally kicked into the bushes. The Führer sees the children who have come to retrieve their ball, and he calls them the future of the German nation. He asks them where the Reich Chancellery is, but they are in no hurry to answer Adolf. The children regard him as an oddball and leave when they hear a red-haired man with a camera calling them. The red-haired man with a camera turns out to be a reporter filming a story about the needs of children in Berlin. Leaving the courtyard, Adolf sees only the peaceful life slowly unfolding on the city street. He walks among the crowds, who look at him with amusement. They all think he's a performer or an actor. Hitler tries to gather information from them about his whereabouts, but they, assuming he's playing a role, simply start taking photos and recording videos with him. Overwhelmed by the pressure of so many people, he leaves the square and asks a young woman pushing a stroller, "Where is the Reich Chancellery and what year is it now?" Mistaking him for a homeless man, she sprays pepper spray in his face. His eyes are burning. Almost blind, he makes his way to a newspaper kiosk and grabs the first paper he can find. On the top, he sees the date, 2014. Hitler loses consciousness. Meanwhile, Fabian arrives at the TV company's office where he meets with his boss, Christoph Sensenbrink, who expresses his dissatisfaction with Fabian's work and fires him. Fabian tries to object, but security simply escorts him out onto the street. After the Führer loses consciousness, the newspaper kiosk owner drags Hitler behind the counter. When he regains consciousness, the owner gives him some food, tells him that the shop's working hours are over for the day, and offers to let Adolf stay the night if he has nowhere else to go. The owner then leaves. Hitler realizes he has been transported to the future and begins studying newspapers to learn about the new reality he finds himself in. Reading them, he understands that the Reich lost the war and Germany was divided between the Allies and the USSR. His National Socialist Party is run by weak individuals more concerned with their own image than improving the lives of the German people.
Selbst Polen existiert noch.
Fabian is upset about his dismissal but refuses to give up. Reviewing the footage at home, he notices the Führer in the background, Adolf Hitler, in the heart of Berlin. He decides to find Hitler and film a report with him. Adolf wakes up, and the newspaper kiosk owner gives him fresh clothes as his old ones smell bad. He instructs Hitler to take the old clothes to the laundromat to be cleaned, which the Führer does. When he returns from the laundromat, Fabian is already waiting for him. Sawatsky begins a dialogue with Adolf and persuades him to participate in a story that will take them across the country, talking to ordinary people and making Germany take notice. Without much hesitation, the Führer agrees. He does this to re-enter politics. Fabian needs money, so he borrows some from his mother and takes the family car, which they'll use to travel. Hitler dislikes Sawatsky's car, saying it lacks anti-mine armor and is therefore a poor choice.
Niemals eine Bodenpanzerung gegen Minen.
However, seeing that Fabian has picked up his suit from the laundromat, he reluctantly agrees to get in the car. Adolf bids farewell to the newspaper kiosk owner and sets off on their journey. They travel the entire country, from south to north, from east to west, talking to people along the way and asking about their problems and concerns. One day, in their hotel room, Hitler is astonished to learn about television. He watches the changing images of news reports and entertainment programs, realizing how important this medium can be for his upcoming political career. Although most of the citizens they encounter mock Adolf's appearance, considering it a joke, some of them complain about low wages and dissatisfaction with the current government. They also believe that elections are just an illusion and nothing really changes. Many people are also worried about the issue of mass and uncontrolled immigration. Most immigrants don't want to work and just live off the benefits paid for by every German taxpayer, while the government turns a blind eye to the problem. People believe these idlers should be thrown out of the country, back to where they came from. They say the government just pockets their money and does nothing. Hitler listens attentively and sympathizes with the people's problems. The Führer remarks that the discontent among the people reminds him of the 1930s, except that back then the term political disillusionment did not exist. The attention to their problems pleases the people, and Adolf begins to gain his first followers and fans. Videos on YouTube of Adolf Hitler interacting with modern German people receive hundreds and thousands of views. Their journey ends when, during an interview with a dog handler, a small dog attacks Hitler and he shoots it, unable to fend it off. Sawatzki condemns Hitler, saying that it's not acceptable, but, unable to change anything, he doesn't attach much importance to the incident.
Ist doch gar nichts.
Upon returning to Berlin, Fabian and Adolf head to the MYTV channel office where Fabian used to work. They show the recorded footage to Christoph Sensenbrink, but he refuses to air the material. However, Hitler bursts into the boardroom like a meteor and wins over the favor of the channel director, Katja Bellini. She agrees to give Hitler airtime on the show and provide him with a workspace in the office. Before the show, Hitler learns about the internet and uses it to prepare his return to politics. On air, Hitler presents his old plans for creating an ethnically homogeneous Nazi state and unintentionally becomes a comedy hit. The success of his first appearance makes Hitler even more popular, and more channels invite him to their shows. As a result, Adolf Hitler becomes very popular, and his political ideas and opinions resonate with the viewers. As his success in comedy grows, Christoph Sensenbrink, one of the MYTV executives, discovers unedited footage of Hitler shooting the dog. Sensenbrink broadcasts the footage during the Führer's next TV appearance, ruining the flourishing careers of Hitler, Sawatzki, and Bellini, and leading to his own promotion to head of the residency.
Jetzt bist du am Steuer.
But the Führer is not ready to give up that easily. With the help of Bellini and Sawatzki, Hitler publishes an autobiographical book about his new life in the 21st century, Look Who's Back, which becomes a bestseller. Shortly after, Sawatzki turns the book into a film. Without Hitler, MYTV's ratings and advertising revenues plummet, and in a fit of anger, Sensenbrink decides he must rehire Hitler. Christoph decides to make a movie about the Führer to announce Adolf's loud return to television. Hitler plays himself in the film. After a night of shooting, he is beaten by two neo-Nazis who consider him a fraud, mocking their belief. Hitler is hospitalized, but news of his beating evokes sympathy, and he returns to a high position in German society. As Hitler recovers, Sawatzki reviews his old footage and discovers an energy sphere in the background before Hitler first appeared. Returning to the site, he finds burnt leaves. Horrified, he realizes that the Hitler he encountered has been the real one all along. He rushes to the hospital to confront Hitler but finds only Katja, who says Hitler is at the film studio. Katja doesn't understand Sawatzki when he says Hitler is real, and she wrecks the hospital room before running for the exit, pursued by two orderlies. Sawatzki arrives at the film studio, where he forces Hitler at gunpoint to jump onto the roof. Hitler calmly replies that he was chosen by the German people, and if he is a monster, so is everyone who voted for him. In a rage, Sawatzki shoots Hitler in the face and watches him fall to his death from the roof. Suddenly, Hitler reappears behind Sawatzki, claiming that he cannot be killed since he is a part of every German. It turns out the whole scene is part of the movie, and Sawatzki is a double wearing a silicone mask. The real Sawatzki has been placed in a psychiatric hospital after his accounts of Hitler being real and still alive. As soon as the work on his movie is finished, Hitler feels he is on his way to returning to politics. He is more popular than ever, and German nationalists instill hope in him that Germany might be ready for his return to power. As Hitler and Bellini ride in the back seat of a car, with images of real nationalist demonstrations, the film ends with Hitler's voice saying, "I can work with this."
Damit kann man arbeiten.
If you enjoy this story, we kindly ask you to subscribe to 912 Studio, push the like button, leave a comment, and share it with your family and friends. Let's continue the dialogue and make sure that we never forget the valuable lessons of the past. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We can't wait to share more captivating stories with you in the future. Until the next time.